Anybody in the house? Nix is in the house. Right on. Right on. I'm going to let some people pile in here. You notice from the thumbnail, I said decent week. Kind of crazy. Um, didn't feel like a decent week with that major sell off on Friday, but actually stock market ended up decent. Let's look at some numbers here. S&P 500 ended the week up 0.58%. The Nasdaq ended the week up 0.15%. Dow Jones ended the week up 0.95%, and the Russell 2000 ended the week up 1.24%. So, actual decent start to the month. We had a big run up Monday and Tuesday, and then big sell off on Friday. But what are you gonna do? What do we got? We got some stuff that's economic calendar coming up for this week. Is what are we looking at? Let's take a look. Sorry, I'm running late. I'm tired. 5-year inflation expectations. Yeah, like they know. Producer price index. FOMC minutes on Wednesday. Consumer price index. That's probably going to be the big one Thursday to look out for. Jobless claims, core CPI. Friday, retail sales. I think retail sales is going to be fine. Problem, probably going to be jobs. The Fed really wants people to become unemployed. That's really what it comes down to. They want people to lose their jobs, and that'll kind of fix the inflation thing, because hopefully people losing their jobs will turn into people not buying so much and the demand drops. But I'm not seeing it, unfortunately. Um, I was out and about this week, and man, places are busy, people spending money left and right. Um, I don't see people hurting. And that's pretty much what the Fed needs, is they need people to be hurting. So the actual good news of great employment numbers and things like that, which typically should be a good thing, is actually bad news. Um, so until people start suffering, we probably are going to have problems in the market. Um, it's kind of strange, right? Like our federal government wants people to suffer. Like, you know, low unemployment is bad. It's so odd. Um, what else we got? I'm just in a funk this week. I don't know why. I do know why. I've been spending a lot of money, and I get into funks when I have to spend money. Like I know, I spent $800 on new tires for the car. I had to get my son's suit for the wedding in a couple of weeks. That was $200. I have to get my suit. That's a couple $100. Like, damn, why is a suit $200 to rent to wear for a few hours? That's freaking nuts to me. So I kind of get that way. Some people get happy when they spend money, right? They feel it makes them feel good that they're spending money, but I get into a funk when I spend money. Like, I do not like spending money. Um, I don't mind buying assets like stocks and stuff. That's like a good thing. But other than that, other stuff, man, it really it bugs me. It bugs me. Like, I went and got gas again. I forget what it was, 570. I think it was 570. Put $84 in my car, $84 freaking dollars. I've never put $84 into, well, I might have in my F-150 truck in the Obama years, when I had an F-150 truck. But other than that, I've never put this much spent this much on fuel in my life. And that bugs me. Um, let's see what else. Oh, I took we decided to go to Taco Smell, and this one really kind of blew my mind. Just me, my wife, and my son, right? We went to Taco Bell, and the bill came out to 30 freaking dollars. I'm like, $30 for freaking Taco Bell. I was like, this is insane. This is literally insane. Like, it's nuts out there. But people are still spending money. I guess that's the problem. People are spending money, and the Fed needs people to stop spending money. And I don't think they're going to. They're all employed, they're all making money, so spend it. Um, let's see what else. I think that's about it. We went over the stock market. Oh, freaking YouTube, man. I see why people quit YouTube. YouTube is such a pain in the butt. Over yesterday's video that I put out was not monetized, and this happened to a lot of people. So I got like 700 views in the first day, which is it's not a great video showing, but it's okay. And it should have been about a $7 day at about a penny per view. And because the monetization didn't go through until the evening, that video only made 50 cents. So that's kind of a pisser. So on top of spending money and then not making money, it's like, ugh, that's how I feel. Okay, I'm jibber jabbering. Been jibber jabbering for 7 minutes. What else we got? We got a poll. Did the poll out there for have you been on a cruise ship vacation, or would you consider it? Options are yes, no, hell no. Have you seen Titanic? And maybe. I got to tell you, I got to give you my opinion. Eh, Other than probably going to like a cabin in the mountains, or something of that nature, right? To get actually away from people. The couple of cruises I went on was the absolute most relaxing thing that I ever did. Right? We've done, Universal Studios, Disneyland, even, going to the beach, Pismo and Monterey, and things of that nature. And all of them were extremely stressful, tiring propositions. The cruise was extremely relaxing. You ain't got to do nothing. You ain't got to lift a finger. You just relax. And, like most vacations, the ones I just spoke of, you get done with the vacation. You're like, damn it, I need a vacation. But on the cruise, when I got back, it was like, this feels good. This feels good. So you see my vote. My vote is yes on a cruise. I'd like to go on another one. But I'd like to go on a longer one. We've only been on the 4-dayers that went to Ensenada, Mexico, and Catalina Island, and then just a day cruising the Pacific, right? Just far enough away till you don't see land, but not that far. But it was great. It was actually great. So, all right, 10 minutes of jibber jabbering. We only got 12 people. We already lost a bunch of people. I guess my jibber jabbering, last week's jibber jabbering, cost me a sub and I got a thumbs down. So I don't know what this one's going to do. I think it's hilarious. What we got? Nick's for me. Good evening. Good evening. Parker, hello. There was somebody on this last video that asked, where do I find ETFs to review? And it's actually very simple. I listen to you guys is really where it comes down to. I don't have to look anymore. In the beginning, I used to look. Now I don't. Now it's, hey, GW, have you seen this? And I'm like, no, I'll look at it though. But before I would go on to ETF.com and then ETFDB, D as in boy, D as in boy. What the hell? ETFD as in dog, B as in boy, ETFDB.com. And typically you'll find a list of ETFs and you can sort those. And what I typically would do back in those days, I would sort them by assets under management. I would look for the smallest one. Reason for that is if they're new, they would probably have the least amount of assets under management. And then I'll just go through the list and see what the strategies are and things like that. And I'll be honest with you, nothing is very exciting out in the ETF world as far as new stuff. They're getting real gimmicky and pretty stupid, in my opinion. And for the most part, stick with the big dog names, the SCHDs, the VOOs, the you know what I mean. Those types of things. Blue Collar Bill, how you doing, Blue Collar Bill? I'm glad to see you. Check out Blue Collar Bill's blog. I think you could probably just Google Blue Collar Bill, and his blog will come up. He shares his portfolio I believe, every week. Nick says, I sold a ton of premium last week. I did too, actually. I sold a bunch of stuff, quite a bit of IWM. Like I think I did 4 of them, like 140, 145, 150, and 155 strikes. I think I put on another Google, I think down to 85 strike. Yeah, I put out a bunch of stuff out last week. Viceroy Ray. He says, good news is bad news, means Fed's going to make us lose our jobs. Yeah, I mean, that's what they want. High unemployment, a strong consumer is bad news for the Fed. And that's weird. But I guess that's the cycle, right? Get everybody unemployed, then start cutting back rates and printing money and spurring on growth and get people back to work again. It's all a vicious cycle. LOL, I haven't seen the Titanic. You didn't, but I don't go above the 3rd floor on dry land because I can feel the buildings move. Have you seen a cruise ship? Or 10 to 12 decks above water. Yeah. I've been on plenty. I've been on 2 cruise ships. Technically, been on more than 2 because we went on the Queen Mary, which is down in Long Beach, California, but it's a hotel. Apparently, it's a haunted hotel, but so technically, been on 3. But yeah, you don't really, unless you're actually paying attention, you do not feel the cruise ship moving at all. Unless you're laying down or you're sitting still and you're paying attention and you're really focusing on it, you really don't feel it move at all. Really interesting. The first cruise we took, I actually took what do you call it, Dramamine or whatever you call that stuff, and it gave me the biggest freaking headache the first day. So I quit taking it. The next day I was perfectly fine and no issues. Going Green Mom says it is very strange that there is record homeless, but people aren't suffering enough. I've had the same funk. Second car in the shop. Daughter's wisdom teeth are going to cost $550 before we can schedule. Yeah, that's another thing. I need to put a crown on one of my teeth back here that had a root canal. I only have a temporary filling on it right now, and they're talking $1,100. I'm like, I ain't doing it. Let me find some freaking cement or sheet metal or I don't give a damn what you put on there, but I'm not spending $1,000 on that damn tooth. It's like I'll pull it out before I spend $1,000 on it. Yeah, it sucks. But yeah, record homeless and it's ugly out there. It's California for one. I mean, I know probably a lot of states have homeless issues, but California, you know, a lot of them flock here because they get the most. They get cash, they get food, they get resources, they get, drugs and needles and all that stuff. So it's a magnet for homeless people. So it's out of control. It's ugly. It's really ugly. And what's interesting is that these government officials, you start seeing programs pop up, help the homeless, non quote unquote non-profit, and they're just squeezing money out of people. It's sad. It is sad. I like to go on vacation to get away from tourists, not to be crowded on a ship with them. Touring tourist destinations in other countries. I would agree with that. Like I said, besides going like to a cabin in the woods, everything other vacations are just horrible. I would agree with you. But uh, if you take out cabin in the woods away from everybody and you go traditional vacations, most people go, oh, we're going to this place, we're going to that place, we're going, the most relaxing besides the cabin in the woods is 100% the cruise ship. Knives is in the house. She doesn't have a microphone today. She just popped in. I think she's eating my chips and salsa over there. Are you eating my chips and salsa? Which salsa? The new one from today. You should have tried the mango salsa. Don't be telling me how to live my life. I'm telling you how to live your life, woman. We went to Target today to try it I wanted to see if they had the mango peach salsa that I liked. And we were just walking down the aisle and I go, is that it? And Knives picked it up. She goes, oh, the mango peach. I go, yeah. She goes, oh yeah, you want it? I'm like, yeah. So she grabs it and we check out. We get home and it's not even mango peach. I'm like, what are you doing to me, woman? I think we need some glasses. We still at 429. Why did the gas skyrocket? We didn't do the tax thing Callie did. Well, your guys' gas prices skyrocketed like everybody else's because of OPEC, tightening up the supply. Um, and that just gives Biden a chance to use up all our reserves and like an idiot and not pump our own, which is too late to do now, I guess. But yeah, we're supposed to be getting a stimulus gas rebate check here in California, and that just really just made it go off the charts. They'll give you the stimulus, but they'll get the money back. Like that stimulus back, in 2020, COVID stimuluses. They got all that money back with the quickness. Inflation went insane and it all came back. Just like this gas, rebate thing. There's a reason why California voted, or they didn't vote. They declined to give a gas tax holiday. Right, that would have helped everybody immediately. Instead, they'll give out stimulus, and then they'll, all of a sudden the gas prices go up and the tax collectors increase off of that money. So it's it's interesting. Very true, Ray Ray. Hi, Parker. Hi, Bill. Hello, GGM. GGM says, I wouldn't do Disney either. I don't typically watch Disney movies because they're too violent. And the only part I liked when we went when I was a preteen was the hydroponics plant in Epcot. I do want to go. We've been to Disneyland here in California once, or did we go twice? Well, you've been twice. I've been once. Um, I really have no desire to go back. Knives does, but I would rather go to Disney World in Florida. Um, Possibly that might be because Disney World in Florida has a RV campground, so that might be a destination for me and Knives if we ever get into an RV. Um, it's expensive as hell, like anything Disney, but once in a lifetime thing. Hi, GGM. Evening, Shamir. What was wrong with last week's live? Did we discuss something controversial? I think we always, uh, always discuss something controversial. Someone's always offended over something, like the Jerome Tyrone thing. That actually offended somebody. Like any of you, I would challenge everybody. Go watch All in the Family. Go watch what was the other one? All in the Family, The Jeffersons, Sanford and Son. Go watch them shows. Grow a pair. Go watch them shows. Don't be offended. Laugh. It's okay. It's okay to joke. We should even be able to make racial jokes. Honestly. We used to do it back in the 80s. We would make fun of each other's races and stereotypes and your mamas and combat boots and how you're fat, ugly. It didn't matter. We still do it. Yeah, we still do it. Grow a pair. Stop being so damn offended over nothing. Jesus. Rant over. Hey, Shamir. It was you. I thought it was you. Parker, it was me. I asked about finding ETFs. Yeah, that's what I used to do. I used to go on to ETF.com and then ETFdatabase.com, and I just search for them. You can sign up for their newsletters. They'll let you know what's new and stuff like that. But typically nowadays, it's just the audience tells me what to look for the most part. Matt to the money. Hey, yo. Hey, yo. Hey, yo for yayo. Hey, Matt. Hey, girl. Hey. Do you trade verticals? Probably not. Probably not. My brother does. He has tried explaining multiple times and my eyes glazed over. He trades verticals, huh? YouTube channel ETF battles. Yeah. That should have been me, but they won the professional finance ETF thing, because I'm not going to come up here and look fake. I'm not the stereotypical finance dude that's going to, what I mean. I'm not going to freaking wear a bow tie and get all dressed up to fit some mold. Screw them. So I don't watch. There's bluecollarbill.com's website right there. That's his blog. Thanks for the shout out. You got it, Bill, anytime. Steve Steele says last cruise I went on was really expensive and hundreds of people has cold sores. Ew, what the hell? That's kind of disgusting. What cruise was that and where would you go? What ship was it? Our cruise, we went on the cheap cruises. We went on Carnival cruise. Here in California, if you're bless you. Here in California, if you want to go on a cruise to Mexico, November is actually a great time to go. November, December. Hi. I am doing controlled breathing to not have a full-blown panic attack, just to go to my old rheumatologist. Rheumatologist. What is a rheumatologist? Knives. Is it for arthritis? Why wouldn't it be an arthritologist? Why wouldn't it be? I don't know. Hi, Knives. Parker says, my wife and I actually run a travel YouTube channel. Kind of funny you asked about cruising. It is Regain Adventures, if anyone cares. Maybe you can drop a link in there. Well, I guess you can't. Maybe Going Green Mom or Knives can find Regain Adventures. Sorry, I'm butchering that's probably your last name, and I'm butchering it, but maybe you can drop the link in there. I'd check it out. Hi, Gigi. Viceroy Ray. I'm only selling cash secured puts at the moment, meaning I'm selling way less premium. I guess I'm a hawk with bearish tendencies right now. Yeah, I closed out on Friday. I closed out pretty much all my covered calls for anticipation of being able to sell them again. Hopefully this week. I just get them pulled. Root canals sound painful. Implants are only $2,000. Yeah, that's pretty much what I've done. I've had like 6 or 7 teeth pulled out of my head, and there's like one last one, and I'm kind of trying to hold on to it a little bit, because otherwise there'll be nothing down here. But yeah, I was a fan of pulling my teeth. Eventually, I'll probably have dentures.
Do I have to brush them for you, or are you good?
You're gonna have to get my cup ready. What do you call that stuff? What do you call that stuff? You soak it in water. Denture cleaner. There's a famous one.
I don't know.
Denture. Dang it, can't think of it. Democrats don't count homeless, but they sure do count on illegals to vote. Yeah.
That's racist.
Was YouTube Battles an actual YouTube channel? I don't know. Probably. Effordent. Yeah, you're gonna have to, fix up my Effordent cup every night. The market is finally getting back to decent valuations. I'm buying every dip below 29,000. 29,000. Oh, you're talking the Dow. For sure. Let's see. Year to date. Have we been below 29,000? I guess we did once this year. Hey, Parker, do y'all have your email on your about page? For some reason, this comment right here is giving me deja vu. Hey, Parker, do y'all have your email on your about page? Have we talked about Parker before in your page before? Parker is he's got the YouTube travel channel. GGM, they have a food thing around Christmas at Disney, Florida. Food looks good. LOL. RV Weekends did videos last year. Yeah, it's just tough getting into Florida in the wintertime when you want to go there, because you really, you want to be in Florida as a traveler, right? Um, During the better weather, and that's uh, you know, wintertime basically, and it's still hot. GGM, our website has email link at bottom of page. When's the wedding? October 22nd is the wedding. Next thing we know, he'll wear a bow tie with his blue shirt after the wedding. No, nice white shirt. It's actually not white. It's natural. It was on clearance from my supplier, so that's why I got it. But no, not wearing a bow tie, not conforming to what. Nah. For more fun on a cruise, hang an upside down pineapple in order to meet other fun couples. What?
I have an answer to that.
What is that? Is that a thing?
Yes,
Ups,
swingers.
upside down pineapple.
Shit.
What a waste of a pineapple.
John's off.
John's off? What the heck? He was supposed to be off at 7. Celebrity cruise line. I don't think they washed the plastic glasses. It was in the Caribbean. Ugh, that's gross.
Where's my shoes?
They're on your feet, bro. Be careful. Cruises are germ boats. Both parents got sick on different cruises. Planes are bad enough. Yeah, I do agree. But I also agree that people won't agree with me, but germs are good. Germs are good. You got to be exposed to germs. And when we were kids, holy crap. I think back, like when we were kids, like, I mean, no germs could mess with us. I mean, we'd be out all day long, and I don't ever remember washing my hands. Not out, we're eating, we're playing in the dirt, we're playing in the mud, we're picking up freaking uh crawfish out of the freaking creek, um scratching our ass, eating, sharing freaking sodas and food, and digging our hands into each other's freaking chip bags, and we've never washed our hands. Drinking water out of the freaking water hose. Oh my god, that's gonna kill you. I mean, yeah. Like, I think all kids need to have that. Like, get your body used to these germs. That is a very good question. Arthritologist would be easier to spell. God, can't say it though. Arthritolo- arth- Arthritologist. Or see, that doesn't flow. Arthrito Arthritologist. Yeah, that doesn't work. Pineapple equals swingers. I've never heard that before in my life. Let me pull up Regain Adventures. Oh, right on.
Okay, so we're the Reagan.
Reagan. I'm I'm been pronouncing that all jacked up. Reagan. Like good old Ronald Reagan. Wedding is October 22nd. I just subbed to your channel, by the way, Parker. Going groom. I have an X with that birthday. You're welcome. But see, if you had just gotten a few implants, you could just get them attached and brush them like normal. Yeah, I thought about it. Like if I had the money, like I couldn't see spending, let's see. Because if I really wanted to, I would need 3 on this side. So that's 6 grand. Um, Everything else is fine. I got all my wisdoms are gone. So it's just this side right here, right on the bottom. There's only one left on your chewing side. So that's why I'm really trying to save it. I probably really should get another one. I should have an implant in between because it's just what I have back here is just one lone tooth. And so it's really jacked up by using it by on its own. But 2 grand, that's just maybe a bridge. I don't know. Hit the thumbs up button. Orlando Paramount Studios is great. Lots of other things to do nearby. Is it Paramount? I thought it was Universal. Or is that the same thing? Or is there Universal Studios in Florida? I know there's a Universal Studios and a Paramount Studios. Or am I getting confused here? Because I know they have a Universal Studios Hollywood. I know they have a Universal Studios Orlando, I think. So maybe Paramount Universal is the same thing. Is that the same thing? It might be. Upside down pineapples are definitely a thing. Check direction of pineapples on shirts as well. Damn, I ain't never knew. How y'all know this stuff? Wait a minute. How did my wife know this stuff? Knives? She's in the car. She's gone. I didn't know this stuff. Sheesh. People are the biggest germ. Yep. Most people can't say rheumatologist. That's way easier rheumatologist than arthritologist. Arthritologist? There, did I do it? Arthritologist. Rheumatologist. I only can pronounce it because of rhubarb. Rhubarb pie. Thanks, GW. You got it. Lots of people go to Mexico to get cheap dental work done. This is correct. If I were in my RV and traveling around, I would consider it. Knives wouldn't. Oh, no, no. She would be like, hell no, I ain't going into that freaking 7-Eleven looking place and getting some dental work done. But I would. I sure would. You're correct. Universal. Okay. Universal Studios. Yeah. I definitely, as far as the major theme parks go, um, the Universal Studios has been my favorite, hands down. Hands down. I would go to Universal Studios all day over Disneyland, over Six Flags, over Great America, um, any of them. You name it. I'd pick Universal Studios over all of them. They don't typically put 3 in a row. They would just put one implant with multiple teeth on top if needed. But I got one on each side and one tooth on each. Apparently, we don't typically chew in the way back. Yeah, see, that's the problem. It's right. You got, I don't want to show it. That's disgusting. But it's just one lone tooth. There should be, I got one missing. Wait, yeah, I got one missing right there, which is, along with that one is where you're really chewing. And the back really doesn't, yeah, it doesn't really matter. Hello, this is a busy time and the market is all effed up. Um, I don't know. I mean, we were up this week to start the month. I know it didn't feel like it with that Friday being so ugly, but the week ended positive. Never heard of the pineapple thing either. Yeah, it's just like that's weird. Like my wife know. Well, my wife knows a lot of stuff because she's always online and she's trying to get me to get a TikTok and all that. And I shy away from all social media type stuff because I'm just not good at it. Um, like if I didn't do YouTube, I probably would never even have. I wouldn't have any social medias at all. More than likely. Florida is like putting a turbocharged vacuum cleaner in your wallet. That's California, man. There's also a thing about pink flamingos at campgrounds, at least nudist campgrounds. Really? Sheesh. I know they're famous in Florida, pink flamingos. Upside down pineapple. Does that mean you're not welcome? Upside down, definitely welcome. Dang, that's crazy. All these freaking secret societies and crap. I know a guy in Canada that flew to Cancun area to get his teeth pulled and implants for full replacement done. Dang. Yeah. I might look at implants at one point. I don't know. We'll see. It's too bad too, because all my teeth were straight. Like I had a good set of teeth, but as a kid, as a teenager, with depression and everything else, you didn't brush your teeth. Yeah, I didn't take care of my teeth. Never went to the dentist after age probably 10. I think from age 10 to I think I was 19, maybe 20 years old. Uh, I had to go when I moved here to the Central Valley. Um, it was probably easily 10 years since I've been to a dentist, and I had to finally get a tooth pulled. That was my first tooth pulled in those 10 years. So, dental schools charge less for dental work. Yeah, I got to do some calling around. Um, I actually my insurance actually might cover it. The crown, that is, not an implant. But I'd have to do some calling around. The My insurance doesn't cover the crowns that my dentist use. That my dentist uses the high tech porcelain that they actually shape and CNC cut in office, and those are like $1,100, and I'm like, I ain't spending that kind of money. The insurance will cover, I think, a metal crown or something like that. I just got to find somebody to do it. That takes the insurance as well. Harvest time, and tonight is the harvest or hunter moon. Harvest time. Are you pulling the buds? What are you doing? Pull all your teeth and buy a $30 blender and a straw for this and other money saving tips. Yeah, I actually thought about it. It reminds me of a Married with Children, the Al Bundy episode where he was going to go to the dentist. He didn't want to go to the dentist. He goes, "Hey, can I just let them fall out? I'll send them to you. You drill them, fill them, and send them back." That's how I feel about the dentist. Although I will say, if you have not gotten on to the electric toothbrush kick, if you have not crossed over from manual toothbrush to an electric toothbrush, and I don't mean the cheap electric toothbrush, I mean the Oral-B, Sonic Care, whatever you want to call it, toothbrush. You probably find them for $60 or something like that, and up, not the cheap battery powered ones. But if you have not switched over to an electric toothbrush with the sonic uh, action, not just it spinning in a circle, just the sonic vibration, you don't know what you're missing. Like I was a believer after because my dentist was trying to get me to buy one years ago, and I was like, I ain't buying this thing. It's $100 something that they wanted for it, but they let me try it, and I was like, damn. I was like, that works. Universal tickets are super expensive now. Not as expensive as friggin' Disney. As far as I get it. You're absolutely right. It's expensive, but I'm not disagreeing with you there. But when you compare it to like Disney, Universal seems like a bargain because I still think they're like $100 a ticket. I know that seems weird to say that's cheap, but I think Disney's like I think well over 300 or something like that. And Universal, a lot of times you'll get buy one day get one free, so you'll get 2 days for $100. This I'm talking Hollywood, so I don't know. With Disney, you're talking big time money for a couple of days. Hey Gary, I missed the moon phase. No wonder I feel funky. Is that what it is? Because I just been feeling blah. I don't know. It's like, ugh, I don't want to do nothing. I just feel ugh. I was thinking it was the money thing, but maybe there is something to the moon. Oh yuck, Ray, no baby food. I got a NutriBullet. I love that thing. I used to love making my own smoothies. Not good for you because typically, you think, oh, it's a smoothie, you mean blah blah blah, but they're mostly loaded with friggin' sugar the way that I like it. So it's really not good for you. Of course, you can get into some things that are good for you. GGM tonight will be wild. What do you mean? What do y'all mean? His dental work, plane tickets, and accommodations were less than what the dentist in Canada wanted for part of the work. Damn, that's crazy. And he went to freaking Cancun or wherever that was. Sheesh. I'd probably do it. We'd have to travel down to, we'd have to, when we get an RV and it's down to Texas, I think it's Nagadocious. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong there. Pink Flamingos. Don't get me started. My bookstore was named Flamingo Street Bookshop. Yes, I remember the Flamingo. I think was in Reno. I used to like the Flamingo Casino in Reno, and I also like the what was the name of that casino that I used to go to? Wasn't Circus Circus. Damn it. I don't remember. I paid $7 for my last filling in the Philippines. Dang, what was it made out of? Bullet? Oh man. Viceroy Ray would probably be the only one that gets that one. Why did you name it that, Gary? If I buy Tilt W, should I worry about no long-term growth like we had with Nusi? Yes. Yes. TLTW. Well, you're gonna miss out. You're gonna miss out on extreme moves, right? Because Tilt W, if you look at TLT, right, and look at its monthly movements, and know that if it moved, when they start ramping down these interest rate hikes, TLT is gonna spike up in price. So with TLTW only selling 2% out of the money calls, that's all you're going to participate in. 2%. That's your max growth in a month. Okay. TLT can go up 10% in a month. It has before, but you won't get any of that. Okay. So that's one of the disadvantages of TLTW and you're getting the income now, sacrificing the growth. That's with all covered call for most part. I guess I shouldn't say all. That's for the most popular covered call funds. All the YLDs, um, you're not going to get the growth out of it. Someone left a comment that QYLD is going to should go back to $20 soon. I was like, not soon. It should technically, but it's going to take it a while. But yeah, TLTW, you will not get the same amount of growth as TLT. You look at, like I said, look back on TLT at times where they lowered rates, and you'll see TLT has gone up a lot. Like the first, I don't know what it was after, was it the first 6 months of 2020, or was it 2021? It went up like 30%. You're not going to get that. Okay. Hope that makes sense. My cats are going freaking crazy. Maybe I am too. I disagree with Gary. The market was effed up for the last couple years, and now it's more back to normal. Problem is, whining corporations not wanting to borrow at more than 3%. They'll get over it. Yeah, they'll have to. What cities still have circus or carnival? I need an RV to go visit them. We have a. I don't know if circus is even still a thing anymore. Because I know they were getting bombarded with freaking PETA and all that stuff. Carnival though still goes on. The carnival's running here in town right now. That is an option for RV travel. If you want to work, go follow the carnival. Not all carnival jobs are horrible. It's not it's not the worst thing in the world. Another thing you can do is follow the pumpkins. Right now, there's people working the pumpkin patches. A lot of pumpkin patches, are events. They got rides and all that stuff. And then Christmas trees. If you want to travel and do the Christmas tree farms, same thing. After that, though, you got carnivals, Halloween, Christmas. After that, I don't know. I guess you go relax, save all your money. Tom, why is it good for most Americans for a down market, higher unemployment, lower house values? It's crazy. The Fed is driving the car over the cliff. Well, it's good for a down market for you to put your money into it. But if you're unemployed, you're probably not going to be putting money into it. The people with money will put their money into it. Ask anyone that works in retail. Full moons are nuts, and to a lesser extent, new moons are the same. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, I worked retail. I don't know. I guess I've never paid attention to the moons and stuff. You just can't see the grimace of disgust on my face. Tomorrow will be a very low volume day. Volume day. Most of New York and Boston will be off for Columbus Day, and the bond market is closed. Yeah, I think banks are closed too. Bond market's closed, but the stock market's open. Well, banks might not be closed. Are banks closed? I know the bond market's done. Gary, you may be forgetting that there's a lot of average Americans that are retired and they live off their interest income from their pensions, CDs, and other investments. True that. We have a carnival for Fair Week. There's a little town south of us that stores some carnival stuff. I wonder if the kids are off school tomorrow. Ours aren't. They're definitely going to school. Agritourism is big and growing industry. Agritourism. What does that mean? What is agritourism? I don't think I've heard of that one. Most people just think they had a bad day, don't realize unless they pay attention to moon phases. Yeah. I noticed the moon was full this morning. When we were dropping off knives to work, I was like, man, look at that moon. It's full. We are in a currency war. When you realize everything revolves around the dollar, you will understand everything. Every sanctioned leader, every invasion, raising interest rates, and more. Prepare to have your eyes opened and be sickened at what you see. You ain't going to be able to do nothing about it, no matter what. That's the bad part. Agriculture meets tourism. Lavender farms renting Airbnb rooms. Homesteads doing woofing things to get help. Woofing to get help, and guests get to learn new skills, etc. That's interesting. Lavender farms. I didn't even know they needed a farm to do lavender. You can tell I'm a city guy that doesn't like the city. What else we got? There was a I can't find the article, but there was an article about how things are going, like vehicle sales, prices, used car prices they're down. They said they're down 0.1%. I'm like, it's like, who cares? Maybe I'll save that article for next week. Why is it good for Americans to pay 75% more for house than 2 to 3 years ago, or 75% more for food? This is killing middle and lower class. Used cars cost more than when new. Yeah. I was trying, if I would have a hard time, like, because the Ford Maverick hybrid truck, right? When they first announced they were coming out, they had an MSRP of $19,995, under $20,000 for a brand new truck, hybrid, 40 miles a gallon. The ones that were lucky enough to be able to buy those at MSRP, they're still being sold today, used for $35,000 to $40,000. That's insane. I don't know if I'd be able to hold on to mine. Like I wanted one, but they sold out quick. Like the 2023s, the Ford Maverick hybrids, they went up in price to 21,000 MSRP, and they sold out in like hours or something like that. They quit taking orders for 2023, so now you got to wait for 2024. So pretty crazy right now. I think what I would do, because my son needs a car, I think what I would do is probably buy something really old. I'm thinking like 2003 to 2005, 6. Toyota or Honda. See if I can find something in the, with under 100,000 miles and hopefully under 10 grand. Um, I think that's the best bet for buying something right now because everything else is just way overpriced. Don't ask me what that stands for. It's like a you can stay here for free and we get help with a project type thing. Yeah, that's what do you call it? Harvest hosts, I think is what it's called. A year ago, I totaled my car and was shopping for a used car. The market was so crazy; cars were moving off lots so fast. Yeah, it's pretty amazing what's um, what's being asked, and like what's crazy is right the major car dealers, right? Like a lot of people probably had no Lithium Motors; they're publicly traded, but they're one of the biggest car dealerships anywhere, and they typically those types of the dealers, right, they get the best of the best, right, and they you know recondition their cars and whatnot. Some of the cars that some of these major car dealers have, they don't clean them. They have dents on them. They if they replace the tires, they're putting Chinese brand tires, and it's like, what's going on? Like this is the types of cars that would be on the buy here, pay here lots are on the major dealer lots, and that's pretty crappy. So hopefully, I'd like to find a private seller. Um, maybe negotiate with them. Can you find that? I couldn't find that in 2019. What couldn't you find? What did I say? Dang it. Harvest host you are normally expected to purchase from their store. Woofing, you are doing farm work. That's weird. Woofing. There was so much junk on the lots, bald tires, knocking noise, engine lights. So yeah, exactly. I'm shocked. Like, the types of cars that they're actually putting on their lot, they don't care. They don't even detail them. They take pictures of them as they come in with freaking trash in the back seat, dirty, dusty, not even cleaned out, not vacuumed, not washed. They'll take pictures of them and put it on their website. I'm like, this is freaking weird. Like this is a major car dealer. Like they want to get it out there that fast. Please explain why you think QLD is going back above 20. I see it going by to 15. Who are you asking? Who said that it was going to go back above 20? Did I miss something? I don't think I did. 2003 to 2004 vehicle that was running for less than 10K. They just didn't exist. People had turned them in for the 2008 thing and they got crushed. Yeah, that's true. If gas wasn't so expensive, I'd get one of the old Lincolns, Ford Crown Victorias, Mercury Grand Marquis. Those old cars were excellent vehicles, reliable as hell. But gas mileage, that's the problem. I actually would love to have one of those cars to cruise around, travel in, but with the price of gas, it doesn't make sense. I'm gonna have to check out Reagan's adventure channel here after we get done here. Let's see, how'd the poll go? 47% has been on a cruise ship or would consider it. 27% say no. 7% say maybe, and 20% say hell no. Have you seen Titanic? That's funny. That is funny. Knives is back. She's eating some. What are you eating now?
You want to try it? Will you try it on your live?
What am I trying?
It's a fried mushroom with some bomb sauce.
A fried mushroom with some bomb sauce. Mm-hmm. I'd try it if there's some.
Of course there's some, Bo.
For me?
Yeah.
Fried mushroom with bomb sauce. Is that the technical name for it? Bomb sauce? It's hot in here, woman.
Just take a mushroom, yeah.
There's a fried mushroom. So I'll take one of these puppies. And here is bomb sauce.
Is this going to be ASMR?
So we'll do the ASMR thing, I guess. I don't know if it's actually called bomb sauce, but let's see. That's damn good.
You're supposed to whisper.
That's damn good. I need a friggin' napkin, though. I have one more.
You want the last one?
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
What is the sauce, though? What's it called? John doesn't know what it's called?
It does, Christopher.
No. They don't know what the sauce is called. I'm sorry. But it was very good. My youngest son changed jobs. So he quit McDonald's. Went to this poke bowl place. So he has to now try all the different foods so that he can, be familiar when helping customers and whatnot. I looked at some 2015, 2016 Honda selling for more when brand new. Decided to put a new engine in my 2006 Honda CRV instead of buying a newer model. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's something I would consider. But if I could, get a Honda or Toyota in that vintage 2004, 5, 6, something like that, with 100,000 miles, and it goes another 100,000 miles, which it could easily do. We all know Hondas and Toyotas. Then that's probably your best bet at this point. What is bomb sauce? Yeah, I don't know. It was good though. I can't even explain them. It was kind of a mustardy, lemony, mayonnaise. I don't know. It was good. I live in the Christmas tree capital of New England, and besides that, our only business is a farm agribusiness. Most people are commuters. Christmas tree capital. Yeah, I kept the Kia Rondo and did the new engine. Couldn't find a vehicle for less than 10, even on the side of the road. Yeah, they're few and far between. Like I was looking up some, like even Lexus. You can find some 2003 to 2006 Lexuses. Um, they're just as good or better than Toyotas even. Um, and they're running 12 grand. Like, damn, man. It's either that or you buy a 10-year-old. What would 10-year-old be? Like a 2012, 2013 Hyundai, Kia. Even those are 13, 14 grand, and those got 150,000 miles on it. I would probably rather get the 2005, Toyota, Lexus, Honda for the same money. And even if it were the same miles, it'd probably be the better buy. Fried mushrooms are good. Don't know what the bomb sauce is. Yeah, I have no idea what it was. Those are mighty crunchy. Yeah, they were good. How'd I do on my ASMR? That's what I was thinking, Bill. Yeah, I don't know what the bomb sauce is. We just made it up. I don't know what it is. Your RV following pumpkins is a really good idea. Yeah, you can follow a lot of stuff. You can follow pumpkins, Christmas trees, carnivals, um, um, sugar beets, the harvest there. There's different harvests around the country at different times that you can, if you wanted to just travel and work. Um, you can do campgrounds. You can do national parks. You can do, yeah, you can do seasonal. You can go up into the mountains and work at a ski resort. They'll give you pay, typically minimum wage, but they'll a lot of times will give you housing as well, or furnish you a site for your RV. So those are a lot of things you could do. That's the bomb. The bomb. What was that from? The bomb. That was George Clinton. The bomb. I believe it was George Clinton. Best YouTube video ever. Man eating while wife watches. Honey mustard. Kinda, yeah. Kinda, yeah. Now that I think about it, yeah. Probably honey-ish mustard. Honey mustard is underrated. I agree. Um, I get honey mustard on my Subway sandwiches when I don't go to Subway very often, but when I do, I skip the regular mustard and go with honey mustard. Very good. Going green mom, be careful with the Kias that are 10 years old. They had 3 or 4 kinds that just randomly catch fire going down the road. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 10 years old Kia, Hyundai, that type of thing. They have improved a lot. But I still think a, you know, 20-year-old Toyota Honda is better than a 10-year-old Kia Hyundai if they have, similar mileage and things like that. Of course, maintenance is going to be a thing. But good night, y'all. Good night, Knives. She told y'all good night, didn't tell me good night. Or is that my good night? Night, Knives, sweet dreams. You can earn 25 an hour picking strawberries in Monterey, although it's backbreaking work. Yeah, strawberries. Whew. I seen them guys. You drive by. We drive by that area every time we go to the coast, and yeah, you see them all bent straight over picking. That's lettuce, strawberries. All that ground fruit is rough. That's rough work. You got to have a good back. That's for damn sure. How come Korean batteries always catching on fire from cars to cell phones? I don't know. Is it coming from North Korea or South Korea? They haven't perfected their fire magic. Don't buy Korean cars with over 100,000 miles. Repeated advice from my mechanic. Yeah, I don't trust them. I really like their car. They've gone. If you look at a Hyundai, right? And because I remember when Hyundais first came out back in the mid '80s, there was like 39.95 for a brand new car. They were horrible crap. Ola. They've come a long freaking way, uh, just in 30 years. I know that sounds like a long time, but that's not really that long for a company like that. Um, Ford's been making cars for over 100 years, and GM, same thing, right? Um, so they've made big strides, but I don't trust them over Japanese or even American, honestly. Um, now, here's another one that I don't hear talked about a lot because Japan has what, Toyota, Nissan, and Subaru. I know Subaru is very popular with the all-wheel drive, but I don't really hear a lot about them as far as reliability is concerned. I know Toyotas are pretty much rock solid. Nissans, the engines are good. The transmissions are horrible unless you get the automatic. The manual transmission, which is probably not even available anymore. But Subarus, I know nothing about. I never hear anything about Subarus. So if anybody's got some Subaru stories, I'm excited to say I bought a rental last month in the Philippines for 20% off what I would have paid just 6 months ago, thanks to a strong dollar. Right on. How much are you renting it for? Yeah, they came out saying Samsung phones still blowing up even on their flagship phones. They still haven't fixed their battery issues. That's a trip. And the batteries in these electronics they're scary. There's a lot of power in them little things. A lot of energy is stored in those things. So not cool. Not cool. Am I done? Are you guys done with me? I got my ASMR on. Um, did a food review. Talked about Jerome Tyrone. Oh, look at that. Got a thumbs down. Got a thumbs down for telling people to grow a pair. My Samsung TV LED went out. It's only 2 years old. Damn. That's crazy. I got a Vizio TV plasma, 42 inch. When they first came out, this was back in 2008 ish. I'm still using it. It's in our bedroom. That's our bedroom TV. Thing gets hot as hell though. What else? I got an LG TV that nobody watches anymore. I think that's a 65 that I got a few years ago, and I just stopped watching TV. So electronics are so damn cheap nowadays. So I remember I paid like, I want to say $800 for that 42-inch Vizio plasma TV back in 2008. Now you can get a 42-inch TV for like $200. Good night, Gary. What stocks are we watching this week? I'm watching Google. I'm keeping my eye on Google. Um, that's about all I'm watching. Oh, let me look here. That's one good. That's one thing we can do. What do we got? I think we got earnings next week. of some banks, I think, is what's happening next week. That'll be interesting. Um, next this week. Wait, is it not updated? Maybe next week. Let me try next week. There we go. United Health, Taiwan Semiconductor, JP Morgan, Pepsi, Wells Fargo, Morgan Stanley, BlackRock, Citigroup, um, Progressive, PNC, US Bank Corp, Walgreens, Boots, Fastenal, First Republic Bank, Delta Airlines, Domino's Pizza. So some pretty big names kicking off earnings this week. What am I looking at any of those? Well, I own Walgreens Boots Alliance in that list. Everything else, I don't think I own any of that. Any of the other ones? No, I don't. But I like Google. I like Google. I have a 85 put and a 95 put on Google. 95 is expiring on the 21st and 85 is out to November 18th. So, night, Gary. Hope you're having a good harvest. Me too. Bought a $60 projector 5 years ago. Dang, projectors are cheap, huh? That sounds cheap. Our first big screen TV was a Sony. I researched and I thought it was good. In 2 years, it died. Cost more to fix than replace. I've had an LG for years now. I remember I worked at Walmart back in 1993, and I remember Sanyo 25-inch TVs were going for $299. 25-inch. I even remember when the 32-inch Sanyo came out for $599. People were like, you were a baller if you had one of those. You seriously were. You were rich. Don't make a lot off the rentals, but I don't pay much for the places either. I have a cap rate of over 20 in the Philippines, so rental returns are very good. Right on. Do you think market ends the week up or down on Friday? I'm going to call up. I think these banks are going to report good numbers, and I think the market's going to like that. That's what I think. Just a guess. I really don't know. No idea. Andre Brown, thanks for bringing the TLTW ETF to my attention. I'm building a position in it in my Roth IRA. That SPYI ETF look interesting, but I will sit out and watch the performance over a few months. I would say go slow on the TLTW as well. I think, the Fed still has, at least one more rate hike, if not two. And the higher the rate goes, the more TLT and TLTW come down. So scale into it. But once they start cutting rates, then you're going to see the prices shoot up on those two, on the TLT and TLTW. SPYI, yeah, I'd put it on the back burner, just because the managers are managing it are the same ones that manage Nusi, but you can argue, and it's a valid argument that the options strategy that SPYI employs is way less susceptible to human error than the Nusi strategy. But that being said, I would still sit it out and watch and make sure. Laugh out loud. Cheap if you don't care about much about Super HD or whatever, but I buy cheap. Kids play video games and we occasionally watch a movie. Right on. What do you do? Just drape up a white sheet or a white on a white wall or what? The larger tube TVs are going up in value due to retro gamers. Yeah, those things were huge. They were big old square box. We used to be able to fit about 8 of them stacked too high on a display. And 25-inch. That's what I bought. I bought a 25-inch Sanyo, and I thought I was just a baller. I was only 18, 19. That was great research when you showed who was managing that SPYI. Yeah. When I saw that, I researched the company. I was like, this is weird. Who are these people? Who's a Neos? And I had to dig a little. And then I saw the names in the prospectus, and I was like, those names sound familiar. So I Googled one, and there it was, Harvest Volatility Management. I was like, Harvest Volatility Management? I was like, that's Newsy, basically. And that's how it all came together. Hard to play Duck Hunt on a big screen. The guns won't work. Duck Hunt. I remember that one. Good night, all. Good night, Parker. I have a super old roller shade, but even a white wall won't work. Projector hooks to Xbox or plugs into laptop. Sweet. That's interesting. I still want me a Nintendo Wii. I think I might get me one for Christmas if I can find one. Um, just to give me some activity, because I said it before and I gave that advice. I even made a freaking video on it that when you retire, don't just sit there. And I've been very inactive this year, and it's not good. I haven't gained weight, but I've just been inactive. I haven't lost weight. That's the problem. Have a near 20-year-old Sony LCD, must weigh 80 pounds. Have a 15-year-old Sony Plasma, still the best picture. Don't need a fireplace when that thing is on. Yeah, the Plasma in our bedroom, that sucker, yeah, it'll add quite a few degrees to the room. You feel it. You feel it. That sucker's hot. Night Parker. Some people think the market will bottom once Apple hits 125 again. What is Apple? Let's look. 140 ish. Oop, got disconnected and reconnected. 140 ish. It's still an expensive stock, man. Forward PE of 21, 22. That's still a little high. Like you compare it to Google. Google's what, 90, 98 bucks, forward PE of 16 and a half. I like that. I like those chances a little better. We had 34-inch Sony tube that weighed 180 pounds. Glad to replace it. Yeah, the old Sony Trinitron. I remember those. I don't even think Sanyo makes TVs anymore, do they? That was back in the mid 90s. Sanyo was like the big deal, along with Panasonic was considered high end back then as well. I don't even think neither one of them make TVs anymore. I've been gardening more and walking our dog now. Just got to keep it up during winter. Yeah, for sure. Glad I got to join the stream tonight. The only good thing about having COVID, yeah. We were just talking about that. Hope you get better. We were just my son and wife were talking about that, and it's like we were glad overall that we got it when we got it, because we got the worst strain, right? The original strain, and it really kicked our ass. We actually, we were sharing some of our experiences, and we really thought, like oh shit, I really could die, right? That's, those were the things you were thinking about, because at the time, it was like a death sentence, right? It was like, oh my God, you got COVID. But now it's, luckily we didn't get the vaccines. Um, I cannot trust a vaccine anymore after this debacle that they went through. Um, I know people that have been, had the vaccine and got, 3 booster shots, and they got COVID, 4 times. And it's like, that's, I'm not going to put that junk in my body, still get the disease or infection, whatever you want to call it. And, they'll never admit to, um, being wrong, right? Because you can't prove anything, right? They just say, "Oh, if you didn't have the shot, though, you'd be worse off than you know you if you would have not had it, right?" But my son just had COVID and he was fine. Yeah, he said he had one day where he didn't feel good, but 4 days or so he was up and running again, right? So I'll probably get another thumbs down on that one. Hope you get to feeling better, Bill, for sure. My first plasma was LG in the 1190s 55 inch at a mere 18K. Jesus. You mean 1990s? Thanks. Thursday and Friday were pretty bad. Starting to feel better now. Yeah. That's how I'm noticing it. Well, my son had it, and it was about 4 days. He felt better, and there was only one day that it was really bad. When we had the original back in 2020, I mean, it knocked us on our ass for days. Like, I mean, we were in bed for like a week, not eating, feeling like crap, can't barely breathe. I remember taking a shower, getting out of the shower, and I could not catch my breath. I was like, and that was just taking a shower. So, um, yeah, I think it, what sparked this conversation? Oh, the government just spent another $5 billion on COVID vaccines. It's like, why are we doing this? Like, I don't understand. But anyway, there's probably another. Let's see. Do I get another thumbs down here? Did I? Did I? Did I? I did not. There are calls to pull them in Florida. That would make sense. I was in Hawaii last week and cost of food was insane. $10 bread and $8 gallon milk. Feel sorry for the Kamayana. Don't know what that is, but yeah, the bread we normally get, we don't get very much bread, but we do when we do. It was $5.99 in the grocery store. Um, Milk was $5.99 as well, but that was the better. For some reason, they carry two different brands. One's cheaper than the other, so I still was able to get a gallon of milk for $3.49, I think it was. Um, but the better brand was like $5.99. Yes, 1990s when they first hit the market, it was a 60 kilogram heater. Yeah, those things are hot, hot boy. Good seeing everyone again. Good night. Catch y'all next week. Some pineapples. With Ray's got the upside down pineapples if y'all need anything. And he's got the flamingos. Dang it. They seem to make people more susceptible. I agree. Most people I know that did 2+ booster have had it multiple times. Yeah. Same here. I'm like, I'd rather just not. I'm not getting it. I don't care what anybody says. I would much rather just stay away from you mofos. Seriously. Um, I would, but I don't have. if you feel, like I said, like I said back then, if you feel, what I didn't like about it was this. There was a lot of people saying, and they still do to this day, do your part, do the right thing, and just get the vaccine. And I'm like, you do it. Don't worry about me. I'm fine with you doing it, but don't put it on me like I'm some horrible human because I didn't take the vaccine that you took. I'm fine. Do you? I'm good with that. That was my thing. Like, if you feel, you've talked to your doctor and you feel you've got, um pre-existing conditions, or you just feel safer, fine, go get it. But don't get on your high horse and say, "Oh, you're the problem because you didn't get it." No. How am I a problem? I'm staying away from you mofos. Ah, here we go. Giggle, enjoy the swing, Ray. Yeah. Um, I had the vaccine and one booster. This was my first time with COVID. Yeah, it's. I hate to say it, but I think it was always. Um, I think it was a big push for some money grabs, but I get it. I understand because the way it was put out, you know, it was scary. Like, if because my 80-year-old mother-in-law got it, and that, to us, the way things were looking, that was a death sentence. It was basically a death sentence, and it didn't come true. Now the fact that it didn't come true, really just kind of solidified my stance that, okay, I got the COVID. I didn't get the vaccine. I recovered. We're fine. I don't need to. I don't feel the need to get the vaccine. Now, if you haven't got COVID, or if you're a susceptible group, if you're, up in age, or you have uh, some other immune issues, I don't have a problem with people getting it. But yeah, there was a lot of that. Um, and I had made that call way back. I go, this is bad. This is bad. I said, you're going to see people. This was way back in 2020. I said, mark my words, you're going to see people that will advocate for separating the vaxxed and the unvaxxed by any means necessary. And there were rumblings about that. And I did not like that at all. Cause yeah. That's not perfect. Although I stayed away from people and still, yeah, so did we. So did we. But I think that's the best measure. Just stay away from mofos. I will consider getting vaccine in a couple years after way more clinical studies not paid by government. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I just it needs to be, because what was it? There was one of, I forget which one it was. Was it polio or measles or something? They got it wrong in the beginning and killed a whole bunch of people, but I probably won't mention it. They probably won't say anything. Um, there's questionable deaths um, going on right now, from vaccinated people, but they will never admit to that. They will never, oh, it was this. It wasn't because of this. They will never admit to that, and that's not good. Um, so I have always believed the vaccine is a choice. I don't push it or look down on those who don't. Exactly. Exactly. I didn't like that narrative though. It was the media, and people pushed it. Do your part. If you don't get a vaccine, you're pretty much a communist because you want people to die if you don't get the vaccine. And it's like, That was literally the message, and that was horrible. My cousin was head of research at the Francis Crick and is a WHO leader in genetics. He doesn't comment on the vaccine and indicated that it will take 10 years for him to understand. Okay. So that means we probably, if you want the vaccine, you may want to wait 10 years. Yeah. Cause I don't, that was one of the things that I disagreed with Trump on, was pushing this vaccine, um, as much as he did. Um, what was funny though was, he was pushing for the vaccine, and all the Democrats were like, I'm not taking that vaccine. Screw that vaccine. If Trump's pushing it, no, I'm not. Uh-uh. But Biden came in and the exact same vaccine that Trump was pushing. Get your vaccine. It's good for you. I'm getting mine. I'm getting mine on national TV even. Oh, what a joke. My wife almost died from China virus, so it can be dealt. Oh, I'm not. There's no. You will not tell me. I will not tell you or give you any impression that the virus was fake. No way. We went through it. I could barely speak. I could barely breathe. My wife fainted and fell and hit her head. I had to drive her to the emergency room and leave her there, um, because they weren't allowing people in. Uh, so yeah, I heard a loud thud, and I walk into the bathroom, and my wife's laid out, um, on her back in the bathroom. So I had to dress her, get her up, and take her to the emergency room and drop her off. So yeah, it was scary. Um, so yeah, I'm not gonna deny that the virus isn't real or how bad it was, because we had it pretty damn bad. I have a friend actually. We have a friend that had coronavirus, and it got her bad. She almost died, but she refused the intubation. They were going to intubate her, and she said, "No, you are not intubating me." So she fought. Um, she fought it. She ended up freaking losing her hair. She couldn't walk. Um, she had to relearn how to walk. Her hair's starting to grow back now. It's been a year and a half, 2 years. So I know. Hubert says he got a total of 5 COVID shots, getting flu vaccine this coming Tuesday. Yeah, that's another one. I got the flu. I've never gotten the flu vac. I got one flu shot in my entire life, and it was. I got it from Knives. Knives, when we first met back in 1998. She was a medical assistant, and she was a brand new medical assistant. She wanted to practice giving flu shots, because that's what one of her doctors she worked for did. So I let her give me a flu shot, and it made me feel like crap, like literal. I was like, oh hell no. I was like, I'm not getting this flu shot ever again. So I haven't since then. So will I ever? I'm not going to say I won't ever. When I get older and my immune system starts deteriorating, I may consider that type of thing. Um, I have mast cell issues, so problems with my immune system. Friend with similar has permanent damage from getting it. Difference is I take herbs to stabilize, and she is untreated. Yeah. See, if you got problems with your immune system, those are things you need to consider, right? So you either, uh, look at it from the medical aspect of it, or you can look at it naturally. Now, I don't do it, but I'm really in favor of, what is it called? Homeopathic. It really interests me. Like, I really do. I really do believe that the vast majority of all of our problems in America today, in our world today, is caused by our diet. Like, pretty much everything. I'm talking drug addiction. I'm talking, obviously overweight, heart disease, um, all sorts of mental brain, like Alzheimer's, dementia, things like that. I think it all stems from us growing population needing to be able to produce more food, and I think that has screwed up humanity as a whole. Ouch, I just dropped my phone on my face laughing at your whoo. Whoo. Good night, GW. Live long and prosper. Good night, Tom. How'd that go? I forget how that went. Can't do it. Live long and prosper. You too. I think I got COVID in March 2020. No sense of taste since then. Yeah, I've heard people that haven't recovered. It took Knives a long time to get her taste back, um, like months. And there's certain things that she says she can't eat anymore because it doesn't taste good. So it's very, very strange. So how that worked. Steve Steele, has anyone had the shingles vaccine? I have not, but I have had shingles. Um, my goodness, what a painful ordeal that is. Have you had shingles? It's basically adult chicken pox, I guess. Because if you had chicken pox, you've had that in your system for however long, and then somehow it comes back out, and it comes out as a small ball of pus cells on your side usually, and that happened to me. What, 6 years ago or something like that? Yeah, that sucked. That really did suck. Um, I don't know. I didn't talk to the doctor as a follow up on it. Like, should I get the shingles vaccine now that I've had shingles? I don't know. Greyhawk says, I finally got a flu shot last year, and it's the first time in a decade I then got the flu. Yeah, I didn't think that was supposed to happen. That's weird. It's supposed to give you the antibodies or whatever, but not actually get you sick. But that's pretty much the way I felt too when I got the flu shot the first and only time. Homeopathic is essentially essence of something in whatever you are taking, but not essential oils. Holistic would be food, herbs, etc. Yeah, see, I kind of like that. Like I said, I think diet is, the major cause of almost everything in the world right now. Mentally, physically, um, dare I say, I better not say. I'll get canceled. Yes, arm started throbbing when I got home and whole body ached for 36 hours on both shots. Which one are we talking, Hubert? COVID, flu, or shingles? And I went to work both times. I react to medication, so no on shingles one either. Had chickenpox twice as an adult. Yeah, I don't know what to do. I mean, I had it, so shingles vaccine wiped me out, but most people said no problems. Oh, okay. So that's the one you were talking about there. Your arm started throbbing. Ooh, yeah, I might skip that one then. My great grandmother had a stroke, heart attack, and shingles when she was over 100 years old. Her first time in hospital in her life. Damn, that's crazy. And I was 40 when I had shingles, something like that. Americans have a terrible diet which causes so many problems. Way too much processed food with sodium, sugar, hormones. Yeah, I agree. Um, I still eat it. I'm not saying that, um, you know, I'm I do believe that the diet is the cause of a lot of things. Um, I'd probably the vast majority of things psychologically and emotionally and um, yeah, the brain, everything. The shingles, okay. Dang, it was 2 shots for shingles? Did I accidentally delete a comment or block someone when I dropped my phone? I didn't see anything. I didn't notice anything. I have been trying to eat more real food. I feel better and have less joint pain. Yeah, it's a son of a beep to try to eat real food. It really is. Especially in this environment, inflation, right? I mean, they say, uh, oh, eating healthy isn't much more expensive. The hell it ain't. To eat right is expensive as hell. Shingles vaccine for people 50 years old and over. Oh, okay. So I got a few years to think about it. I'm trying to cut sugar. It is horrible for causing inflammation, and I have insulin resistance issues. Yeah, I've cut out a lot of sugar, like a ton of it, but I still crave it. I'll still have it every once in a while. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know why that's so addicting. It really is. I've had the shingles vaccine. My stepmother had them when she was 90 years old, and it was extremely painful for her. I did not want to go through that. Yeah, it was painful. I mean, you wouldn't think, a few pimple looking things wouldn't be so painful, but oh, it was nasty. Like you couldn't touch it. You couldn't put a t-shirt on it. Uh you couldn't have the fan blowing on it. It was that painful. Eating healthy is more expensive and takes more time to prepare. It sure freaking does. Turkey advertises hormone free is because turkeys do not accept hormones. I cook at home, however, all food here is GM. 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 What is GM? Genetically modified? Yes and no here. Farmer's market is expensive compared to a store for similar, but compared to a bag of chips or whatever, less. But it's hard to wrap your head around making everything from scratch. Yeah, yeah, and that's a big problem. Is GW doesn't cook. I did grill some ribs and chicken this week, this Friday actually, and I've been eating a bunch of ribs and chicken. Genetically modified. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Shingles is similar to measles, however, more prominent later in life with a weakened immune system. Yeah, I don't know. It was weird. I wasn't sick or anything, and I remember sitting in the garage, and I remember feeling a pinch on my side, like like a mosquito bite or something. I was like, what was that? And I scratched it, and then a couple hours later, a little pimple showed up. I was like, what the hell is that? And then went to sleep, woke up the next day, there was like 5 or 6 of them there, all pussed out and inflamed, and I was like, oh, don't touch that. It sucked. GM equals genetically modified. Yeah, that's what I thought. If you had chicken pox, then you can get shingles outbreak. Yep, absolutely. I made pickled eggs tonight, making granola tomorrow. We'll make yogurt probably over the weekend, or maybe wait till next week, depending on Azure delivery. Pickled eggs. That sounds interesting. Granola? I thought granola was not good for you. I know it's grain, but I guess maybe store-bought granola is probably not good for you because they add sugars and stuff. We have been conditioned to having things fast, such as fast food or throwing something in the microwave for a few minutes. Hard to retrain years of conditioning. Yeah, exactly. It really is. I'd have to, if you know, I'd have to relearn how to cook. My kids don't believe me, but I used to cook back, when I first met Knives, and yeah, she spoiled me, and I don't cook anymore. Throw some meat on the grill is about the most I do. Prepare the ham for Thanksgiving, but that's about it. I don't do very much else. I'll help her, like, um, I'll be the whatever you call it. What do you call is it the sous chef that kind of just assists the actual chef? I'll help her like during big meals like Christmas, Thanksgiving, things like that. A little bit. Knives, like when she's in the kitchen, like typically stay out of the kitchen. Just stay out of her way. So typically, it's not very often that me and Knives are in the kitchen together. Is granola not just nuts and natural honey? No, I think there's a little bit more to it than that. Yeah, beets and hard-boiled eggs. Mix equal parts vinegar and beet juice. Pour over. Put in fridge for a day or two. High protein, low sugar snack. Or I eat before a meal. Yeah, I need to get some hard-boiled eggs going. Huh, interesting. Most store-bought has nuts or seeds. I dry pressure cook my oats to denature lectins beforehand, then mix with oil and honey, then bake to dry. So is honey being a natural sugar better for your what do you call it, insulin, or is it just as bad as table sugar as far as your insulin, blood sugar levels, that type of thing? So I know there's some fruits and vegetables that they say don't eat because it turns into sugar. Milk, tons of sugar in it. That's what I'm wondering. Like, is honey an exception because it's natural? You know what I mean? It still turns to sugar, but the oats do have some fiber as far as insulin. Honey is still sugar. Okay, so it doesn't matter. Gotcha. Um, so if it has fiber, I've seen that. Like, I don't understand that. Like, the fiber like counteracts the sugars. Is that how that works? Because I've seen people say that, like, oh, but it has this fiber, so it's net this many uh, sugar. I'm like, how does the sugar, does the fiber just soak up the sugar and take it away? I don't understand. Sounds delicious. Real honey never decomposes. Yep. Nope. Just like fruit is natural sugar, still has sugar. Gotcha. I was trying to cheat here. Damn it. Oh boy. I think I said I was done like an hour ago. And here we are back at it. So, what I think I'm going to do is cut it off right here. I see my internet is acting up. Hopefully, that's not messing with you guys. So if you eat something with fiber, like some veggies before a meal, it breaks down first and creates a mesh around your intestinal wall so the sugar doesn't absorb as quickly or as much. Ah, dang, that's some scientific crap right there. Or actually, probably technically biology. All right. All right, guys. I'm going to cut it off. 2 hours. That's the longest we've gone in a long time, in quite a while. So appreciate y'all. Hope y'all have a good week. Glad you guys showed up. Thanks, Bill, for showing. Glad you were here all this time, Bill. I know you typically just pop in and pop out, so glad you're here. But hope you feel better. Thanks, GGM. Thanks, Steve, Ray. Who else? Hubert, Parker. Grateful Man. Glad you're safe in Florida. Greyhawk. Um, Tom Settles, X. Oh man, I just messed up. X. Ah, the other guy in Florida. Sorry. Thanks, GW. Enjoyed the stream for sure. Search Glucose Goddess. She does some interviews and explains the science. Will do. Thank you, GW and GDM. Thanks, Steve. Have a great night, everyone, and a great week. Thanks for a great show. Thank you, guys. Usually working Sunday nights, but glad I could join. Awesome. Hope you feel better. Hope you guys have a great week. We'll see you here next Sunday. Thanks, guys. Good night. Bye-bye.